हाँ बिल्कुल। ये सिर्फ EIGRP का नहीं, सारे राउटिंग प्रोटोकॉल का कॉन्सेप्ट रहेगा। OSPF में भी ऐसे है। OSPF का भी जो मैट्रिक होता है वो लिंक की बैंडविड्थ पे ही डिपेंड करता है, राइट। तो इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल रहेगा। राउटर 1 2 3 and let's say 4. Here I will configure OSPF. दो लैब क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा ये बस। we have to create 2 lab, basic for basic redistribution and advanced redistribution. First let me show you the basic redistribution, after that we'll see advanced redistribution. This is basic redistribution.
सर एक रिक्वेस्ट और थी, जैसे अभी आगे आगे टॉपिक चलेंगे, जैसे OSPF के हैं, तो सर उसमें OSPF Day 1 OSPF Day 2 ऐसे करके करिएगा सर नाम।
इसमें तो ऐसे ही किया है ना EIGRP में।
इसमें जैसे EIGRP Day 9 EIGRP Day 10 ऐसे करके किया है, तो टॉपिक वाइज Day 1 Day 2 Day 3 ऐसे करके
हाँ हाँ ठीक है,
हो जाए तो वो थोड़ा सा इजी रहेगा रिवाइज करने में।
समझ गया। For an example, this is my EIGRP domain. EIGRP 10 एंड इधर कोई राउटिंग प्रोटोकॉल कॉन्फ़िगर कर दो। OSPF कर दूं या रिप कर दूं?
सर इसमें रिप कर दीजिए बिकॉज हमने पढ़ रखा है।
रिप कर देते हैं, राइट। बट एडवांस रिडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में बस कॉन्फ़िगरेशन देख लेंगे OSPF का। 2 राउटिंग प्रोटोकॉल चाहिए वहाँ पे।
एग्जैक्टली।
So basic redistribution में I just want to show you one thing here in basic redistribution that here I have one subnet 10.1.1.0/24. So and one subnet connected with router number 4 40.1.1.0/24. So how these two subnets are going to communicate with each other, because you can see we have 2 different routing domain here, right? Router 3 and router 4 are in RIP routing protocol, means in different routing domain, and router 1 2 3 are in different routing domain. But there is one border router. Which router is border router? Border router means the router who is connecting multiple routing domain. R3, right? So on R3 we need to redistribute EIGRP into RIP and RIP into EIGRP. So let's see how you can configure it. I will use same IP scheme between routers, like between router 1 and router 2 I am going to use 2L subnet. Config T interface loopback 1 and say IP address 10.1.1.255.255.255.0 exit interface F0/0 no shut and IP address 12.1.1.1.255.255.255.0 exit router EIGRPS number 10 and network I am going to use, let's say 0.0.0 command. Go to router 2 interface F0/0 no shut and IP address 12.1.2.255.255.255.0 interface F1/0 no shut and IP address 23.1.1.2.255.255.255.0 exit router EIGRP 10 network 0.0.0. I am expecting EIGRP neighborship between router 1 and 2, and you can see the log message we have EIGRP adjacency here. Now on router number 3 interface F0/0 no shut and IP address 23.1.3.255.255.255.0. Can I run network 0.0.0 command here on R3?
No.
No, you cannot.
We cannot, right? Because one interface belongs to different routing domain.
Another routing domain. Yeah.
Correct. So router EIGRPS number 10, and here I am going to use network command 23.1.1.0 while karma 0.0.255, right? And router RIP version 2 no auto summary, and network. Which network? 34.1.1.0. So IP interface brief. Let me check once. Yeah, correct. Now R4 interface F0/0 no set and IP address 34.1.1.4 255.255.255.0 exit interface loopback 1 and IP address 40.1.1.1 255.255.255.0 exit router RIP version 2 no auto summary and network 40.1.1.0 and network 34.1.1.0 done. So IP RIP database. Okay, so on router number 3, so IP route EIGRP, you can see I am receiving 10 subnet in the EIGRP routing table, and so IP route RIP in the RIP routing table I am not receiving 40 subnet. What happened? So IP RIP database, in the RIP database, so IP route RIP, now I am receiving 40 subnet here, you can see, right? If you will check global routing table, so IP route, so you can see 10 subnet is coming from EIGRP, D stands for EIGRP dual, right? And 40 subnet is coming from our RIP routing protocol, correct? So on R4, so IP route we are not able to see 10 subnet, and on R1, so IP route we are not able to see 40 subnet, correct?
सर थोड़ा स्लो सर, एक बार रिपीट करेंगे ये
अभी
सिनेरियो.
तो बस कॉन्फ़िगर किया हूं मैं कि राउटर 1 पे आप देखिए 40 का सबमिट नहीं आ रहा है.
Which router we have seen first sir? R3 देखा था.
R3 के पास तो दोनों का राउट है, 40 भी और 10 भी. R3 have
Okay.
both.
Okay.
Global interface.
Yes, but router 4 is not receiving 10 subnet, this subnet, correct?
Okay.
And R1
Correct.
is not receiving 40 subnet,
Correct.
right? R4 is advertising 40 subnet to R3. R3 will not advertise it to R2, right? R1 is advertising 10 subnet to R2. R2 is advertising to R3. R3 is not advertising to R4, correct?
Correct.
Now here we need to redistribute EIGRP prefixes into RIP, correct?
No, Prabhul ji, some people waiting for join the lab.
Oh, extremely sorry यार, नहीं चलता है ये कभी. मकर संक्रांति की वजह से लाइट अलग फ्लक्चुएट हो रहा है. So here we need to redistribute EIGRP into RIP, correct? And RIP into
EIGRP.
correct. RIP into EIGRP. So command is very simple for the redistribution. First of all, I am going to redistribute RIP into EIGRP. RIP into EIGRP. So say config t router EIGRPS number 10 and then redistribute. Redistribute. After that the protocol. Which protocol you want to redistribute? BGP connected, EIGRP, another ES number, ISIS, ODR, OSPF, RIP, static, VRF. Okay, so I am going to redistribute RIP here. RIP. After that, you know how EIGRP routers calculate metric. How EIGRP routers calculate metric on the basis of guys K values.
K1 and K3.
So if you are importing some routes in EIGRP, you also have to define K values, yes or no? Otherwise, how router will calculate the metric? Because RIP routing protocol is not using K values to calculate metric, right? So whenever we will redistribute any other routing prefix in EIGRP, we have to define the K values. That what K values router will use to redistribute the prefixes. I can say use K1 this, K2 this, like that, right? So if I will hit enter here like this, and then if you will check routing table of R1, Still you can see 40 subnet is not there. The reason is guys,
K
we
value is not
didn't
defined.
define the k values, right? So router cannot calculate metric. So say router EIGRP 10 redistribute RIP, and after that you can define the metric component, metric, right? Now it is asking for the bandwidth. Let's say for an example I am saying use bandwidth 1000 or 10,000. Then it is asking for delay. I am saying let's say use delay 100. Asking for reliability, let's say 255, 100% reliable. Then it is asking for the load. Let's say again 255. Then MTU 1500 byte. This way we will redistribute any other routing domain in EIGRP. Always and always you have to define metric. Clear? When I will redistribute,
15,000 हो गया sir.
sorry. And when we'll redistribute EIGRP into RIP, then what I have to define? Hop count. Then what I have to define? Hop count, because RIP calculate metric on the basis of hop count, right? So now you can check R1 table, so IP route, and you can see one prefix is coming with. Am I audible?
Yes sir, you are audible. I think network dropped in between.
Yeah, because of Makar Sankranti, no, electricity is fluctuating sometimes. Okay. Just still have notifications. Okay. Now I have connected with my mobile data. Fine. So you can see R1 is receiving two external prefixes. And what is the AD value, guys? AD value is 170.
170.
Right. So in EIGRP till now we have seen three types of AD value: 95 and 170. 170 for external prefixes. Correct. But R4 still don't have route
10
of
route.
EIGRP 10 route. Right. So now let me redistribute EIGRP into RIP. Router 170 RIP, and then say redistribute EIGRP S number 10, and after that again metric. What metric? Let's say I'm saying 5. So what will happen? R3 will advertise EIGRP route into RIP domain with metric 5, right? And metric will become 6 on router number 4. Okay.
Correct.
Go to router 4 and check the routing table now. Now you can see 10 subnet is coming, right? Okay, it is router 3 is advertising 10 subnet with metric 5. When router 4 will advertise it to another router, then on another router it will become 6.
It will add 6.
Yes. Right. So now 10.1 and 40.1.1.0 can communicate with each other. Ping 40.1.1.1 source 10.1.1.1. Ping is working. So this is basic redistribution. Clear? Clear, guys? Router EIGRP is number
Clear.
10. Default metric. You can use this feature also, default metric. Like let's say many time I need to redistribute other routing domain prefixes in EIGRP, right? And every time I don't want to specify the metric. So I can configure here default metric, and I can define k values here. Metric, weight, and then we can define k values. What happened here?
तो अभी हम EIGR मतलब रिप को EIGRP में कर रहे हैं?
हमने कर दिया ना रिप को EIGRP
नहीं,
में।
अभी लास्ट कमांड में
अभी जो मैंने मैट्रिक बताया था ना रिडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, जब हम EIGRP में कोई भी अदर डॉटिंग डोमेन को रिडिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते हैं तो बार बार मैट्रिक हमें ना बताना पड़े, उसके लिए एक डिफॉल्ट कमांड भी होती है कि हम पहले से ही सेट करके रखते हैं मैट्रिक डिफॉल्ट मैट्रिक वेट metric weight and ये तो 0 रहेगा, yes, K1. ये तो कौन कौन से मैट्रिक यूज करेगा के वैल्यूज वो है, एक और कुछ कमांड तो होती थी यार, राउटर EIGRP एस नंबर 10 मैट्रिक default metric, here it is, default metric. See, first of all what I am going to do, I am going to remove redistribution command, do so run section EIGRP. This is how I have redistributed RIP into EIGRP, correct? Let me say no to this, no to this, and then I am saying redistribute RIP, that's it. Will it redistribute RIP route in EIGRP? See, ping is not working.
Not.
No.
Right? Because I didn't define the metric component. So what you can do, you can set default metric that whenever I will redistribute any other routing prefixes in EIGRP, you will use these key values. Right? Like router, EIGRP, S number 10, and I can say default metric. Right? It will always use K values what? 1000, K1 1000, K2 100, K3 255, K4 255, MTU 1500, right? Always and always. Now you don't need to define metric. Here you can see ping is working now again. Right, so we can set K value, default K values as well for redistributing other routing domain in EIGRP. So IP route.
So how are we going to use this command?
Which one? This is command.
The default one. Now you
metric.
have defined. How do we apply that command?
No, I don't need to apply. It automatically it will understand that okay, whenever someone will redistribute any other routing in EIGRP, I will use these K values.
So sir,
So I will
simply
so we
by
will use,
yeah, you can continue.
so we will use that command redistribute like RIP, and that's it.
RIP or OSPF for any other routing protocol. Whenever you will redistribute any other routing protocol in EIGRP, it will use these K values for the metric calculation.
I understand, but what will be the command to
Command line would be a router RIP.
Command
router
is this one, router RIP, redistribute RIP.
That's it.
Here is the command. This command.
Yeah, this is what I was asking. So
Yeah.
we'll use only redistribute RIP.
Yes,
Okay.
now we can
Okay.
only use redistribute RIP or redistribute OSPF, redistribute BGP like that.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me take you to R1. Here you can see we can differentiate the external prefixes and internal prefixes. So IP route. See, I have some internal EIGRP prefixes like 23 with AD value 90 and some external prefixes with AD value 170. Right? Then so IP EIGRP topology. In the topology table also you can see 40 subnet is there. But here in the topology table, guys, we cannot differentiate which are internal and which are external prefixes.
Sir, sorry, excuse me. I don't know if I am the only one who is facing lag or someone else also is
Exactly,
facing
sir.
this lag.
आपका
No,
screen
even
sir
I
hang
am.
हो रखी है sir.
The reason
video
of
में lag
lagging
आ
is,
रहा
there is no electricity. So I have connected my laptop with my mobile internet. So because of Makar Sankranti,
Sir, a
electricity
small
is
request is
fluctuating.
if you slow down a bit so we can keep up your
Okay.
video will keep up, your
Okay,
voice
okay,
and video
sure,
will keep up.
sure. What here I am saying, see, 40 subnet in the topology table. In the routing table, we are able to understand which are internal prefix, which are external prefix. In topology table, even we are not able to differentiate internal and external. 23 subnet and 40 subnet both looks same. Just give me 1 minute, guys.
Same.
1 minute. no, there is no electricity. Okay. So in the topology table, internal and external both prefix looks same. I can open it in detail. 40.1.1. 0, 40.1.1.0, then 255.255.255.0. Like this we can open in detail. And here are the detailed information about 40 subnet. This is the command to check this prefix in topology table in detail. Right?
सर हमें मास्क भी देना पड़ेगा उसमें?
हाँ, submit mask भी देना पड़ेगा. So
So
here,
what about in router 4?
mhm,
So here in router 3 we can router 1 we can understand we can differentiate internal and external routes.
in the
But in
routing
router
table
4,
we can differentiate.
yes. But in router 4 we cannot differentiate, right?
On router 4, I am running RIP routing protocol.
Yes.
I'm talking about EIGRP. In EIGRP, how you will identify the external protocol. Like I want to
Yes.
know that this prefix is coming from which routing protocol. It is coming from BGP. Is it coming from RIP? Is it coming from EIGRP? Other ES number? That I want to know
Can we
here.
check same like that in RIP also? If it
Yes,
is,
in the RIP
if,
also you can check. In RIP we don't have topology table. RIP maintain only routing table, only one
Database.
table, database and routing table, right guys?
Yeah.
Yes, routing table we can't distinguish external or internal.
So IP route
RIP database.
RIP. Here you can see 10 submit. We are not able to differentiate. Nothing is there. Even EX external is not there. You can try to open it in detail 10.1.1.0 So IP route like this. Like this you can open. Even here what informations are there? Coming from RIP routing protocol only. Metric is 5. Right? Then you can check database. So IP RIP database. In database 10 submit is there, but still here is no any information about redistribution.
Protocol. From
Yeah.
which protocol we are
Even
getting.
not information of redistribution and protocol. Then you can open it in detail. Database 10.1.1.0.255.255.255.0. You can see. So in
सर यहाँ
RIP
भी नहीं आ रहा.
we don't have any feature to identify the source protocol and the redistributed prefix. Getting my point? But in EIGRP, and even you don't need to learn that in RIP routing protocol. What I told you, generally we are not using RIP nowadays. We are only using EIGRP and OSPF BGP. OSPF BGP and EIGRP are the important protocol for you. The reason why I taught you RIP routing protocol is just to make you understand EIGRP and OSPF in better way. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Then, so see, in the routing table we are able to identify which are the external prefixes. In the topology table, we are not able to even identify which are the internal and external prefixes. But I want to identify the source protocol. What is the benefit of source protocol? You will learn later. On the basis of source protocol also we can perform route filtering. Right? Like I can tell to router 1 that filter all the prefixes which are coming from RIP routing protocol, or which are coming from OSPF routing protocol. Right? So for that, to identify the source protocol, we can check topology table in detail. Right? If you will check routing table in detail, so IP route and 40.1.1.0, then 255.255.255.0. Here you can see the output. Just read the output once.
ये पीछे.
कितना इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का प्रॉब्लम होना चाहिए सिटी में बताओ. Nothing is there about source protocol, but in topology table you can check the source protocol. So IPAGRP topology, and then I can open topology table in detail 40.1.1.0 and then 255.255.255.0. Is there information about source protocol? Here you can see external protocol is
RIP.
external protocol is RIP. Right, so this prefix is coming from RIP routing protocol. And who is advertising it? Which router is advertising, guys? Originator router is 34.1.1.3, means router number 3.
Why it is saying the metric is 1?
Where?
RIP external protocol is RIP and external metric is 1.
External metric is 1. See, when router 4 will advertise this prefix to router number 3, what will be metric? 1 only,
1.
right? So this is the
Right.
metric from R3, originator router to destination, hop count. It is 1
So
hop
अगर
away
इस
from R3.
got it. अगर ये R5 होता and वहां से डिस्ट्रीब्यूट
होता
कर
फिर.
रहे होते तो 2 हो जाता.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it clear? Basic redistribution is clear, guys, to everyone? This is only basic redistribution. Like this, we can redistribute OSPF also in EIGRP, BGP also in EIGRP. Only command is going to be this. Either we can say default metric or we can define metric at the time of redistribution. Redistribute OSPF, redistribute BGP, redistribute EIGRP as number 20, like this. Clear?
Correct.
One more thing. While redistribution, redistribute RIP, and then see, I can use what? Route map. I can call to route map also. While redistribution, I can call route map also. Then what is the benefit of calling route map? What is the benefit of calling route map here? So in route map, we can set some tag value. We can set some tag value. For this lab, I am going to use another topology. Okay. So first of all, please ask if you have any question in basic redistribution. Otherwise, I am going to create another lab for advanced redistribution.
Sir, in basic also, can you explain default information originate thing?
Default information, let's say this is ISP, router 4 is internet router. Internet, that is different thing, by the way, that is not part of redistribution. This is internet, right? And here I have 8.8.8.8. Right? So on router 3 is now your edge router, correct?
Correct.
So here you will configure one default route towards internet.
Correct.
Right? And then you can redistribute that default route into EIGRP domain, because default route is required on router 2 also, on router 1 also.
Okay.
Correct? See what I am saying. From router number 3, now I am going to remove redistribution command. Router EIGRP is number 10 and do so run section EIGRP. EIGRP, I am going to remove this command. Not this one. Here is the command. Redistribute RIP. Say no to this. Remove it. Then a router RIP and no to this command. Remove the redistribution. Right? Now I am going to configure one default route towards internet. 0.0.0, 0.0.0, exit interface F1/0, next hop IP address 34.1.1.4. Done? Right? So can I ping 8.8.8 on router number 4? I am going to replace the loopback interface loopback 1 IP address 8.8.8.8 255.255.255.255. So tell me, can I ping 8.8.8 from router number 3 or not? Will ping work?
Yes, sir.
Yes, 100% ping will work. I'm able to ping. Can I ping 8.8.8 from router 2? Can I access internet from router number 2?
No.
No.
No. So here also I have to configure one default route towards R3. On router number 1 also I have to configure one default route towards R3. That means on all the router in EIGRP domain, on all the router we need default route in the EIGRP domain. So this is first option. Either we can configure manually one default route on all the router, but if the number of router is used, I have 100 number of router, 50 number of router, then it is going to be very complex. So what we can do, we can originate this default route which I have configured on router number 3 into EIGRP domain. Right? So IP route, default route is configured here. I can redistribute this default route in EIGRP domain on router number 2 and on router number 3. How? By running command router EIGRP as number 10 and say default information originate. What I am saying? Default information, okay, out direction, out. What I am saying? Originate default information. What default route is configured here? That will be advertised to all EIGRP routers.
Which are in AS10.
Which are in AS10. Yes.
करें सर एक बार एंटर करके कैन वी चेक द डिफॉल्ट राउट ऑन R2 नाउ?
क्यों नहीं आया
सर? वो डिफॉल्ट इंफॉर्मेशन ओरिजिनेट होता है सर, आउट तो मैंने पहली बार
ओरिजिनेट ही मैं भी थोड़ा सा यहीं पे कंफ्यूज हूँ. राउटर EIGRP एस नंबर 10
control distribution of default information, correct?
ये different thing. ये तो कुछ अलग ही.
सर एक बार रिप में चला के देख लो.
एक मिनट
इसकी जगह रिप में चला के देख ले.
रिप में चल जाएगा. एक मिनट रुकिएगा, बस देख लेता हूँ मैं कि क्या कमांड है. ऐसा तो नहीं होना चाहिए था
सर. आई थिंक ये लैब की दिक्कत है सर, जीएनएस की.
एक चीज कर सकते हो आप यहाँ पे, रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूट स्टैटिक कर सकते हैं, राइट? जो हमने डिफॉल्ट राउट वी हैव कॉन्फ़िगर इज static route, kind of a static route.
Correct.
Right? So I can say redistribute static. So it will redistribute the default route into EIGRP. Now you can check R2 routing table. Here is the default route. This is also one option. Right? On router number 1 also you can check. So IP route. आ गया ना default route.
बट सर स्टैटिक मींस कि जो
स्टैटिक राउट है उसको रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दिया मैंने.
हाँ एग्जैक्टली. बट हमारे तो वो राउट मान लो 10.1 का वी आर गेटिंग इट फ्रॉम EIGRP.
10 dot? No, correct. About the default route I am talking. I have configured one static route here ना, do so run
हाँ
section IP route. ये स्टैटिक रॉट हमने कॉन्फ़िगर किया ना, डिफ़ॉल्ट रॉट वाला,
करेक्ट।
इसको मैंने
Correct.
रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दिया EIGRP में, जो आप बोल रहे थे
तो
डिफ़ॉल्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन ओरिजिनेट कमांड चलाने के लिए,
जी जी जी।
वो कमांड नहीं चला तो हम रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूट स्टैटिक कर दिए,
ओके।
राइट। अब इसको भी मैं हटा देता हूँ, रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूट स्टैटिक से नो टू दिस, रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूट स्टैटिक. I have one another option as well. Go to interface F0/0 and here you can say IP summary address for EIGRPS number 10 and here you can say 0.0.0 0.0.0. This way also we can redistribute default out into EIGRP domain. See, earlier it was coming with external, right?
Correct.
Now it is coming from same domain, right? And third option is candidate of default route. Default information originate command is I think
सर ये लैब की दिक्कत है, अदरवाइज आई हैव चेक्ड ऑन गूगल, ये अलाउड है कमांड
हाँ
इन
तो
EIGRP.
हो सकता है कि यहाँ पे नहीं चल रहा हो, राइट. OSPF में तो चलेगा ही चलेगा, यहाँ पे चलता ही. OSPF में तो हमने चलाया भी है ना बहुत टाइम. EIGRP, for EIGRP default information originate we have multiple option. We can redistribute static, we can use summarization option, or we can use network command 0.0.0 also. If you will use network 0.0.0 command, then also default route will be advertised into redistributed into EIGRP domain, right. तो अब ये router 2 क्या पिंग कर सकता है 8.8.8 को? यस कर सकता है,
कर सकता है सर.
कर रहा है ना,
जी.
मतलब रिप्लाई नहीं आ रहा है बट रिक्वेस्ट जा रहा है. आप router 4 पे डिबग कर सकते हो, डिबग IP ICMP and then you can ping. So here you can see router 4 is generating reply, right? Router 4 is generating reply. Clear?
करेक्ट.
Clear guys, everyone? Please confirm.
Yes.
Yes.
This is basic redistribution and default route propagation in EIGRP. In real time you will be running NAT translation on router number 3, then all the routers can ping to internet. Now I am going to modify this lab. Let's modify this lab for advanced redistribution. What I am going to do, let me do one thing here, that is these parts are fine, R3 till here. Here in this domain I am going to configure RIP routing protocol, let's say RIP, and here I am going to use one more router where I will configure OSPF. Here let's say I am running OSPF routing protocol. Here again we have same subnet 40.1.1.0/24 and 40.1.2.0/24, 40.1.3.0/24. Here I have 50 subnet. EIGRPS number 10 is running there. Guys, this is OSPF domain. OSPF. You don't need to worry about OSPF. Just I am going to enable. Later we will discuss OSPF in detail. For an example, this is different department, one department sales department, and this is HR department. In sales department I can have multiple router, and on all the routers I am running RIP routing protocol. In HR department again I have multiple routers, I am running OSPF on all the routers. And on router number 3 I am going to perform redistribution. Right? So question is here, how will differentiate the HR department prefixes and sales department prefixes, means RIP prefixes and OSPF prefixes, that you need to learn in the redistribution. So let me take you to R3 first on all here, and let me take you to R3, and on R3 do so. First of all I will remove this command from interface F0/0, no to this, and do so run section EIGRP. Default metric, okay, leave it, it will redistribute EIGRP S number 10. I think this is command of RIP. So router RIP, no, everything is fine. Interface F1/1, no set, and IP address 35.1.1.3 255.255.255.0. Go to router 5. Config T, interface F0/0, no set, and IP address 35.1.1.5 255.255.255.0. Exit interface loopback 1, IP address 50.1.1 255.255.255.0. interface loopback 2 50.1.2.0, loopback 3 50.1.3.0. right? And then finally on router number 4 I need to replace the loopback 1, IP address 40.1.1 255.255.255.0. interface loopback 2, IP address 40.1.2.1. interface loopback 3 40.1.3.1. and router RIP, I think network 000 command is already running, version 2, no auto summary. Done. R5, let me enable OSPF here. Router OSPF 1, router ID let's say 5.5.5.5, and network I am going to use 0.0.0.255.255.255.255, and area is 0. Don't worry about the OSPF configuration. Let me configure OSPF on router number 3 also. Interface F1/1, IP OSPF 1, area 0. So IP OSPF neighbor. What happened? Okay, OSPF neighborship is coming up. Wait for 1 minute. Ping 35.1.1.5. Yeah, ping is working. Okay, now we have OSPF neighborship here, and so IP EIGRP neighbor. We have EIGRP neighborship also with router number 2. Now let's redistribute RIP and OSPF into EIGRP. Config T. I don't need to define metric here, right, while redistribution, because do so run section EIGRP. You can see I have already defined the default metric command here, right? It will always use these k values while redistributing other prefixes in RIP. Clear? So go to router, EIGRP, yes, number 10. Then
Redistribute RIP and
redistribute
redistribute OSPF.
RIP and redistribute OS
PF.
PF OSPF process ID 1. Done. Now even here also you can check the topology table. So IP EIGRP topology. So IP EIGRP topology. So you can see it have installed 40 and 50 prefixes in their topology table, and it will advertise to R2 and R3. So IP route, you can see all 40 and 50 prefixes are coming, right? So IP EIGRP topology. In topology table also you can see 40 and 50 prefixes, but guys, are you able to differentiate EIGRP and RIP routing prefixes? Which prefixes are coming from RIP routing protocol? Which prefixes are coming from
OSPF.
OSPF? No. We have to open it in detail, right?
Correct.
But to differentiate here in the topology table, what we can do, we can add the tag value while redistribution, right? See how. On router number
Sir,
3.
question. सर अभी हमने R5 पे तो we have not redistributed it.
हाँ, इधर का नहीं, क्या हमने कम्युनिकेशन करवाना ही नहीं है ना, हमें बस ये सीखना है ना कि ये जीआरपी में कितने तरीके हैं रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूट करवाने का.
ओके ओके.
राइट, इधर कर सकते हैं, हम नहीं कर रहे हैं, इग्नोर कर सकते हो आप. Right. So what I am saying, it is not possible to check external or source protocol one by one. So what other option I have? I have to use route map here to add the tag value. What I can say, we can create one route map, and let's give route name to route map. What? Let's say RIP tag. This is just a name.
Correct.
Then permit.
10.
Permit. Sequence number you can define or you can ignore. And here we can say what? Set tag value. What tag value? Let's say 10. So you have to keep in mind that whatever prefixes are coming with tag number 10 belongs to sales department. Correct. Or RIP.
Correct.
Are coming from RIP protocol. Then exit. Now I will create one more route map for OSPF. So let me say route map. OSPF tag. Then permit. Permit. And set.
We are actually not matching anything in this, so it will match all the traffic?
Yes, yes. If we are not matching anything, means it will match all the traffic.
So tag must be number only, sir?
Yes, tag must be numbered only. Set tag. And here you can see this is the range of tag value. Okay, so I have created two route map here. You can verify that. Do so.
Route map.
Here is my route map. Now I will use this route map while redistribution, right? So whatever redistribution command I am running here, I am going to remove that. Router EIGRPS number 10 and do so run section EIGRP. I'm going to remove this redistribution command. Redistribute RIP, say no, and no to redistribute OSPF1. Correct? and now say redistribute RIP, and here I am going to call route map. Which route map?
Route map rip.
Route map, this one.
Rip tag.
Rip tag. Rip tag. That's it. Even I don't need to define the metric. Then redistribute OSPF and OSPF process
Route
1
map.
and route map. Which route map? This one. OSPF
Post tag.
tag. Right. And now go to router number 1 and say show IP EIGRP topology table. Are you able to see the tag? Right.
Yes.
Even it's complicated. We can say show IP EIGRP topology, and then we can say include tag is 10. It will show me all the prefixes which are coming from RIP. Or when I will say tag is 20, then it will show me all the prefixes which are coming from OSPF.
OSPF.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
And now on the basis of this tag value, you can perform route filtering also here. Right? I can create one route map. Route map, let's say ABC. Deny. And here I can say what? Match tag. What? 10. So if tag value will match 10, then it will deny the prefix. Right? You know how to apply route map for route filtering. So this way we can filter the prefixes as well. Clear? Even we can have multiple tag value for same protocol. Let's say router 4 is advertising 3 subnet. I want to add tag value 10 for these two prefixes and for last prefix tag value 20. That is also possible. That is also possible. How, guys? By using access control list. By using access control list. Let's say from the RIP domain there are two departments, marketing departments and sales departments. These upper two prefixes belongs to marketing department and last prefix belongs to sales department. So on router number 3 what I can do, first of all do so run section EIGRP and router EIGRP is number 10, say no to this RIP redistribution command. I have removed it. Now I am going to create one access control list. Access list, let's say number 10, and for better understanding let me do one thing. Let me create some more loop back here. 10.1.4.0/24, 10.1.5.0/20. Sorry
सर 40 से स्टार्ट होएगा इसका सबमिट. सर 40 का नेटवर्क यूज कर रहे हैं हम लोग R4 पे.
अच्छा कर दे रहा हूँ सही. एक मिनट, ये 40 है ना. है ना. तो ये 3 तक, ये जो ऊपर वाले हैं ना ये मेरा अलग डिपार्टमेंट है. लेट्स से इज माय सेल्स डिपार्टमेंट. मार्केटिंग डिपार्टमेंट.
टैग भी आगे लिख दीजिए इनके.
टैग लेट सपोज यहाँ पे मैं ऐड कर रहा हूँ 101 एंड यहाँ पे टैग यूज कर रहा हूँ मैं 102 फॉर एन एग्जांपल.
ठीक
है ना. सो एक्सेस लिस्ट number 1, then permit. And what will be the summary address of upper 3 prefix? 0.0 wildcard mask 0.0.3.255, ये होगा ना?
करेक्ट.
Then access list number 2, permit. What will be the summary address of lower 4 prefixes? 4.0 wildcard mask सेम होगा. देखिए 2 एक्सेस लिस्ट बना दोनों में.
सर ऊपर वाले में भी इट वुड बी 40.1.1 राइट?
No, 40.1.0.0. You can convert third octet value in binary and then perform AND operation. You will get this summary address.
ठीक.
Now I'm going to create route map. Route map rip tag. Rip tag permit, let's say sequence number 10. Here I am going to say match what? IP address from list number 1. It will match IP address from access list number 1, and then it will set what? Tag value. Then it will set tag 101. Getting my point?
Correct.
Then exit. Again route map with sequence number 20. This time I am saying what? Match IP address from access list number 2 and set tag value 102. And now I will call this route map while redistributing RIP into EIGRP. Router EIGRP as number 10 and redistribute RIP and route map. RIP tag हो गया खत्म. R1. So IP EIGRP topology. So many prefixes are there. Include tag is 101.
101.
सेल्स का प्रीफिक्स आ गया 102. मार्केटिंग का प्रीफिक्स आ गया. तो क्या हो गया? कहीं पे कुछ तो इशू है. अब आप लोग ट्रबल शूट कर लो.
सर वो नेटवर्क ही नहीं आ रहा सर नीचे वाले. आई थिंक सर हमने वो ना अभी लूप बैक ही क्रिएट नहीं करे सर नीचे वाले.
अच्छा एग्जैक्टली गुड. So interface loopback for IP address 40.1.4.1 255.255.255.0. Interface loopback 5.1. Interface loopback 6.1 and interface loopback 7.1. ये आ गया. Tag 100, tag 200 and tag 20 OSPF prefix. कितने अच्छे से सारे prefix दिख रहा है ना. तो रियल टाइम में ये रिक्वायरमेंट होती है. I have this type of requirement in the production network. Right? After learning any routing protocol, you have to implement in this way. Right? Because multiple types of departments, right? The companies, building, traffic, multiple types of traffic you will have in the network, and you have to separate each types of traffic. And let's say now here we have two routing protocol, EIGRP and OSPF or BGP. But in EIGRP domain, R3 is redistributing these prefixes in EIGRP and BGP all. But in EIGRP domain, I don't need sales prefix, sales. There is no one in this network who is going to send traffic to sales department. Then I can filter sales prefixes only. Guys, if there is no tag, then I don't have any option to filter only sales prefixes, yes or no? But now I have added the tag value, so I can filter sales department prefixes easily with the help of tag value. Should I filter it or you can filter?
कर लेते हैं.
Route
Do
map.
us the favor.
Route route map. Let's say filter and rip and then cells. Then deny.
Deny.
Sequence number भी दे सकते हो. 10. Match. What match? Tag value 100.
1.
Exit. And then again same route map with permit statement. Permit sequence number 20.
20 and 102 सर.
नहीं वो तो मैं बाकी सबको परमिट किया हूँ ना route map में.
ओके ठीक है. ये सीक्वेंस नंबर आपने ऐड किया है.
हाँ. Now router EIGRP is number 10 and distribute list. Distribute list call route map, name of your route map and direction.
In direction.
बस हो गया. So IP EIGRP topology 20 OSPF prefix आ रहा है. 102 marketing आ रहा है. बट 101 सेल्स वाला फिल्टर हो गया है ना.
करेक्ट.
तो इस तरीके से कर सकते हैं. इसी को हम बोलते हैं
शो
क्या?
आईपी प्रोटोकॉल चला. शो आईपी
So
प्रोटोकॉल ऑन रहा.
IP protocol. Here output of show IP protocol here. This is called advanced redistribution. Even we can filter prefixes while redistribution as well, because in access list we can say deny. Then what will happen? That will filter while redistribution as well. While redistribution also you can filter the prefixes. So this is all about EIGRP routing protocol. Now there is nothing. Now we need to start OSPF. And guys, see, there is no electricity and my laptop is about to switched off. 17% battery remaining only. So I was worrying about this only, right? But
Sir, is it necessary to start OSPF today, because it was little too much for
Sir,
today? I
as
think.
the distribution was.
no, tomorrow we'll start. Even I don't have electricity to charge my laptop. My laptop is going to dead. I'm using my mobile Wi-Fi. There is no electricity due to Makar Sankranti.
Okay, we can do
And one more
OSPF
thing, no one have
tomorrow.
reminded me to record the session today. No worry, this is basic, right?
Don't tell us, sir. It was very important, please.
Okay, no worry. I am recording from brother.